UFC Qatar is this weekend, and in the co-main event, we have an interesting welterweight matchup, Belal Muhammad versus Ian Garry. There is a lot on the line in this fight. Belal Muhammad is fighting to stay relevant, to remain the number one ranked welterweight fighter, and Ian Garry is fighting for that position, for that spot, and to possibly face Islam Makhachev next for the welterweight belt. So this is a massive fight for both fighters. Belal Muhammad, former welterweight champion, got disrespected against JDM, and now a lot of people have forgotten about him. And Ian Garry, who talks a lot of crap, is fighting to prove that he is that guy, that he is next in line. So this is an interesting matchup. With that being said, I am picking Ian Garry to beat Belal Muhammad. I think Belal Muhammad is a great fighter. He has relentless pressure, elite cardio, good fighting IQ, pretty good striking, but great grappling and pressure and control. But he is old, and he doesn't have good finishing instincts. He doesn't like to finish anybody on the feet or on the ground, and he has boring fights, and that's just the reality. When we look at this fight from the striking to the grappling to the finishing sequence, I think it all favors Ian Garry. When we look at the striking, Ian Garry is one of the cleanest technicians in the division. A long jab, calf kicks, lead teeps. He fights at range. He can close distance really well. He can take shots really well. He doesn't really get hurt in any of his fights. He doesn't get pieced up. He doesn't get into brawls. He's like Israel Adesanya, where he'll fight at range. He'll pick his shots, and then he'll set up things depending on what you're giving him. Belal Muhammad, on the other hand, is just striking to set up the takedown, to initiate that clinch. He's just looking to strike, level change, grab you, and that's it. There's really no objective at all in his striking other than to grab you. And that's why you have to favor Ian Garry in the striking department. Not only is he the better striker, but he has the longer reach. He can finish you on the feet, but he has kicks, punches, elbows, knees. He has everything. His entire arsenal is stacked with so many weapons. Ian Garry has an entirety of weapons on the feet in the striking department, while Belal Muhammad just has a 1-2 and maybe an overhand right, but that's it. He's not flashy at all. He is very predictable, but he does have effective striking because people are scared of his grappling. However, when we look at the grappling, Ian Garry has improved a lot. He's gotten better. He has good balance, pretty good submission defense. We saw that against Shavkat Rakhmonov. But he has gotten better in the grappling department where he can take people's back. He can put them in a body triangle. He can control them. It's just that he makes mistakes where he's given up his back, or he'll roll to turtle and he's showing his back and he's given up his neck. And there is opportunities there for Belal Muhammad to submit Ian Garry. Ian Garry is just so tall and long. It's hard to submit somebody that, stature. But Belal Muhammad, without a doubt, is one of the most underrated wrestlers in the UFC. Exceptional cage control. He smothers the hips, chain takedowns, drowns opponents in pressure. He's not a big finisher, though. He doesn't take you down, hold you down, and he's threatening you with submissions. He's really just looking to control you in certain spots, hammer fist, and he doesn't really even bloody up anybody on the ground. He's just looking to hold you down and pressure you by smothering you. That's all he does. And that's why I think Ian Garry will have the advantage in this fight, because you don't have to worry about getting submitted from Belal Muhammad. He never goes for submissions, and he's just looking to hold you down. And I think Ian Garry, with how tall he is and how good his grappling has gotten, I think it's going to be hard for Belal Muhammad to just hold Ian Garry down. I think Belal Muhammad has a better chance against the cage because he's a little bit shorter and he can get under the butt of Ian Garry, and it'll be a little bit quicker to take him down there rather than in the center of the cage. But in the grappling department, it for sure favors Belal Muhammad, but I don't think he's that much of a threat in the grappling department. When we look at the path on how does Belal Muhammad beat Ian Garry, without a doubt, constant forward pressure, force Ian Garry to back up, don't let him hit angles on you, don't let him throw any long punches, the long jab, or land teep kicks or the front kick. Don't let him land anything long at range. Force Ian Garry to close quarter box, force him to prevent the takedown for takedown defense, forcing Garry to be in a telephone booth with you. That's how Belal Muhammad needs to approach this fight. Don't let Ian Garry, strike with you at range. That is the number one mistake that people do. We saw that in the Carlos Prates fight, the Jeff Neal fight, the Neil Magny fight, where people are wanting to strike with Ian Garry because he doesn't hit that hard, but he is so fast and his footwork is so good that he can piece you up and pretty much point fight with you and win those rounds. Ian Garry's path is pretty simple. Fight this at range, a lot of teeps, knees up the middle, long jab, ones and twos, open stance as much as you can, throw a ton of body kicks. We saw in the Leon Edwards and the Belal Muhammad fight where Belal Muhammad is vulnerable to body kicks. He does not like getting kicked, and he does slow down a lot, and I think that's the biggest thing in this fight. Calf kicks early to kill Belal's pressure. Leg kicks, body kicks. Land as much kicks as you can. I would not be worried about Belal Muhammad catching my kicks at all. I don't think he's going to be quick enough. And the reality is Belal is getting older. He's not the same guy. So I think Ian Garry's speed and agility will be a problem for Belal Muhammad. I think this is an easy fight for Ian Garry. This may be close in the sense of Belal Muhammad might grapple Ian Garry, 1 or 2 rounds, and Ian Garry might not do anything in those rounds. But in the other rounds, I think Ian Garry can clearly win on the feet. And if this fight it's anything like Alexander Volkov and Jailton Almeida, they will give it to Belal Muhammad because they are in UFC Qatar. But if Ian Garry can bloody up Belal Muhammad, land some big elbows, knees up the middle, make this a dirty fight, and he's getting out-grappled, he can win this fight. And at the end of the day, this is all about damage and hurting your opponent. If Belal Muhammad is out-wrestling Ian Garry every single round, but he is getting ate up with elbows, knees up the middle, he's getting bloodied up, then Ian Garry is winning the fight. It doesn't matter how much control time you have if you are losing those rounds, if you're losing that position, With my final prediction, I am choosing Ian Garry to beat Belal Muhammad 49-46, 48-47, maybe if the grappling is coming into play. I think Ian Garry fights Belal Muhammad at range. I don't think Belal Muhammad is that good of a distance striker. We saw that against Jack Della Maddalena where his ability to close distance and look good on the feet is not there. And I am surprised how Belal Muhammad beat Leon Edwards because Belal Muhammad's striking really isn't that good. It's just the threat of the takedown is what forces people to make mistakes on the feet against Belal. I think Ian Garry, he has nothing to worry about in the grappling department against Belal, and I think he can easily win this fight and have a title shot against Islam Makhachev. So I'm picking Ian Garry, decision against Belal Muhammad. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. See y'all in the next video.